Morning, Gilmer.
Morning.
Our kind Father in heaven, thou knowest my problem. Please help Mom and Dad to find themselves.
All right. I'm through.
Tompkins, don't you dare walk out on me.
That's exactly what I mean. I won't be back.
Well, if you feel that way about it, go.
Elder, I think it's your turn to read the scripture today.
Yes, I believe it is. Here it is, Doctrine and Covenants, section 107.
That was pretty neat, Bishop. That was well timed. Good morning, good morning. Good to see you, Bishop. Good morning.
Before we get down to the day's planning, I believe you have the scripture reading for us, Dave.
Yes, I do, Bishop. It's found in the Doctrine and Covenants, 107th section.
Anybody home?
Come on in. Well, hi, Jim. What can I fix for you?
Well, besides that knock in my engine, you can fix my conscience for me. I'm about ready to throw in the towel on my home teaching.
Oh, come on now. It's not as bad as all that, is it? What's the matter? The Rogers giving you trouble again?
No, but Fred, I've been visiting these families for almost 3 years now, and I haven't seen one bit of change or growth in them. They were inactive when I got them, and they're still inactive. Take the Tompkins. You know, if it weren't for Rick on his mission, I'd think the whole family was hopeless.
Is this an oral evaluation, Jim?
You can call it what you want.
Come on, I'll buy you a root beer. Jim, how long did it take you to get through law school?
3 years? Why?
And, 2, 3 years pre-law before that, right?
Right.
It's taken me years to build up my business. It isn't much, but it's what I want. I'm my own boss, and I'm happy. Every worn-out engine and transmission that comes in here is a personal challenge to me. Just as I imagine every new law case that crosses your desk is the same to you. You're a professional, Jim. You know your job and you love it.
All right. What has all this got to do with home teaching?
How well do you know your families?
Well, I ought to know them pretty well.
Really know them, like you know your clients. And when you start out to visit them, is it with the same enthusiasm that you approach each day at the office?
Oh, no, I
Do you have
admit.
as many creative ideas on how to reach and activate these families as you do on how you're going to win your next case?
Oh, Fred, my clients come to me because they want help, and they trust me. My home teaching families were assigned to me. They didn't ask me to come. They don't want my help. In fact, I don't think they even like me.
That may be true. It's easy to love those that love us. Anybody can do that. It's a lot tougher to love those that don't. I'm sure our Father in heaven hasn't given up on those delinquent families.
Yeah, well, I think he's given up on me.
I doubt that. I'm your elder's president, and I haven't given up on you. Why should he? Jim, I want you to go back to those families one more time, and then report to me. After that, we'll see about giving you a new district. And, Jim, there's a scripture that's had an awful lot of meaning for me in quorum work. I think it applies here. It's found in the 107th section of the Doctrine and Covenants.
Mr. Slater,
Yes, Brenda?
there's a Ron Hall on the phone.
Ron Hall? Oh, yes, Ronnie. What does he want?
Says he wants to speak with you.
Okay, put him on. Hello, Ronnie?
Hello, is that you, Brother Slater?
Yes, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Well, it's time for us to go home teaching again. I was wondering if we could make it tonight.
Listen, Ron, I told Fred Washburn.
You still there, Brother Slater? Hello? Hello?
Yes, I'm still here, Ron. Tell you what, I'll pick you up at 7:30 tonight, okay?
Okay. Goodbye, Brother Slater.
Hello.
Hi, home teaching time again. Well, may we come in?
The folks aren't home.
Is anything wrong?
Everything's wrong. They're breaking up. Dad's moved out and Mother's talking to a lawyer.
I had no idea your folks weren't getting along. Sylvia, in my work, I see a lot of this kind of thing. Maybe I can help somehow.
I'm afraid you're too late. I don't know what this will do to Rick and his mission.
I feel like we've talked to 50,000 people a day. There's got to be somebody in this town that needs the gospel.
They all need it. The trouble is, how do we get it to them? And then what do they do with it after they've got it?
Well, we'll knock on that door after we come to it.
I've come to it now. Look at my mom and dad. What good has the gospel done them? They've had it all their lives, and look where they are now. Talking to a lawyer.
Well, do you think they'll really go through with it?
I'm afraid so. It looks hopeless. What am I supposed to do? Keep them together by mail? If only there was someone at home who really cared, who could help them.
This makes me even more convinced that we have been wasting our time with these families. I'm therefore asking to be released from my home teaching assignment. The press of work and other commitments just won't permit me to spend time at something that seems of little value either to me or to the families involved. If you want me to speak to the bishop about this, I'll be happy to do so. Sincerely, etc. To the law firm of Briggs and Hadley. Gentlemen. Oh, Mrs. Tompkins. I was sorry to hear about your trouble. I had no idea.
It's been coming on for a long time.
You know, of course, that I'm a lawyer.
But I have a lawyer.
I didn't mean that. I meant that as your home teacher, I was your home teacher. And with a legal background, I thought I might be able to do something to help.
I'm afraid it's too late for that now. I've avoided this as long as I could. But unless there's some drastic change in Jack's attitude, I just see no other way.
I don't mean to pry, but have you considered fully the effect a divorce
would have on the children? Of course I've considered it.
I was thinking especially of Rick on his mission.
Oh, believe me, I've thought a lot about him, too. You have to take your choice of the lesser of two evils.
Sister Tompkins, I feel sort of foolish having come to your home for over 2 years and not having learned of this. Is there anything I could have done to help?
Well, at one time you might have. But I don't think there's anything anyone can do now. When you're married to a man like Jack, It's as simple as that.
If you would like me to speak to the bishop about this, I will be happy to do so. Sincerely, Jim Slater.
Speak to Jim Slater, please. Jim, this your friendly fix-it man. Your car's ready. Yeah, it sounds okay to me, but I'd like to have you hear it. You got time for a test run? Okay, fine. I'll be right over. Anybody home? Well. Is that all you got to do?
Well, a little putting helps me to relax when I get too much on my mind.
Well, personally, I never cared for golf. Get all my exercise climbing under cars.
Well, you'll never believe me now, but I really don't have time for golf.
Yeah, I can see that.
Come on, buddy. Let's see if you've done that car of mine any good. Okay. Hey, sounds like we've got a flat.
Yeah, you better pull over here. We'll take a look.
Well, Mr. Friendly Fix-It Man, let's fix it.
Okay, friend. Let me take care of it. I'm a professional.
I won't argue with that.
I got your letter about your home teaching. You're not going to get off that easy.
You can't keep me from quitting.
That's right, I can't. But I do a lot of thinking about you and the other quorum members. I think the Lord wants you to stay in there pitching with those families.
Forget it. I told you in my letter I was too busy. Those people don't need me. It's as simple as that.
But evidently the Tompkins did need you.
What could I have done to help them? Every month it was the same old story. Well, how's everything with the Tompkins? Fine, Brother Slater. Getting along all right? Anything we can do to help? Guess not, Brother Slater. See you next month. Boy, what a waste of time.
But Jim, did it have to be? Home teaching, like anything else, is what you make it.
I did what I could. Visited the same tired families, gave them the same routine. Got nowhere, month after month. I've got more important things to do.
Jim, the gospel's not a once-a-week thing where you go to church each Sunday to be lulled to sleep by a good speaker. It deals with souls. Your soul, my soul, the Tompkins and the Rogers. That half hour a month you sacrificed for the Tompkins, just putting in your time. Was that too big an offering, considering the worth of a soul in the sight of the Lord? Jim, this car will someday be in the junk pile, and your law firm will be forgotten. But the souls of men, souls you could help, these will last forever.
Why is it that ever since we went into the mission field together, you've been on my back, pushing, coaxing, wheedling? Why?
I saw your potential. Knew you'd be a great asset to the mission.
All right, that was the mission field. Why are you still trying to hold my hand?
Like I said, you have great ability. Trouble is, you don't always put it to the best use. Jim, you have so much to give.
I don't mind giving. I've never turned the bishop down on anything he's asked me for yet.
Jim, you don't give very much when you give of your possessions. It's when you give of yourself that you really give. And you're a whole lot happier, too.
Would you mind letting me find my own way to be happy? Why can't you leave me alone?
I guess it's because I like you, Jim. And because I just can't resist trying to fix things.
I'm sorry, Fred. Come on, let's get this thing on the road. It's my turn to buy the root beers.
I think the job I enjoyed most before being called as bishop was my home teaching. Gave me the opportunities I really wanted.
Wish I could say that, Bishop. But as I spent all that time trying to teach and help those families and got absolutely nowhere, I got to thinking something was radically wrong.
Jim, you and the Lord can make a great team, but you've got to be a working partner. My experience has been that the Lord never really gives us anything without great effort on our part.
But I did put forth the effort, Bishop. I took time out of a very busy schedule to call on those people.
Just to call on them? What did you learn while you were there? About your job, about yourself, about your families. What did you learn before you went? What kind of preparation did you make? Did you kneel before the Lord and ask Him to help you to be sensitive to the needs of your family? I like what the Lord said to Hiram Smith. But seek first to obtain my word, and then shall your tongue be loosed. And then if you desire, you shall have my spirit and my word. Yea, the power of God unto the convincing of men. I believe that. Seek first to obtain my word. Study and learn what is expected of your job. And then the Spirit of the Lord will help you to do it. Jim, I'd like you to stay with those families. But in the church, you have your agency. If you still feel that you'd like a release, I'll release you.
I think it would be better all around if you did, Bishop.
Mr. Slater, would it be all right if I had this foreign stamp here for my little brother?
Sure, Brenda. Rick Tompkins. There you go.
Thanks.
I don't know the complete picture at home, and Mother hasn't been herself lately. But I have confidence in you and need your help. I have made this a matter of prayer and am impressed to share this part of Mother's letter pertaining to you. Please accept it in the spirit given.
You ask about our home teachers. You remember Brother Slater. Knowing that he was an attorney and familiar with problems like ours, and feeling that he was basically a good man, there were times that I would have liked to confide in him, and maybe even have him talk to your father. But he always seemed so aloof, as if he had so many things on his mind. Sometimes I wondered what he was doing in our home each month.
Brenda,
Yes, sir?
get Bishop Weston on the phone. And when I'm finished talking with him, get Fred Washburn for me, will you please?
Sure will, Mr. Slater.
There's dinner. Yeah, that's a good one. Bishop, you're the best camp cook I ever ate with.
I wish I knew how to catch them like I know how to cook them. I think that's why Jim invited me.
Jim, you can have your golf. I'll take fishing anytime. Boy, this was a great idea coming out here. But I suspect you had an ulterior motive. I admit we're good company, but...
Fred, you read me like a book. As a matter of fact, you're right. I wanted to talk to you and the bishop out here where it's quiet and peaceful. I wanted to talk about how he let you both down. You and others. Like the Tompkins family.
I've thought about them too, Jim. I certainly dropped the ball there. Oh, I don't absolve Brother and Sister Tompkins of their responsibility. But as their bishop, I've got to share some of the blame.
I don't like to contradict you, Bishop, but I don't think you're as much to blame in this as I am. After all, I'm Jack's quorum president. If I were truly my brother's keeper, I would have been right on top of this, and I might have done something to help prevent it.
You're both wrong. Oh, maybe you could have done something to help, but I'm really the one to blame. A couple of days ago, I got a letter from their son, Rick, that really shook me. In a nice way, that boy laid it on the line and helped me see myself as I really am. Almost too late, I find out that I could have helped this family as their home teacher. That they wanted help. My help. But no, I was too busy with other things. I was more interested in calling my stockbroker than in calling Jack Tompkins. I was more interested in the things of this world and in my career than I was in saving my eternal soul and the souls of those families. I've come to realize that I knew nothing at all about home teaching. I was just going through the motions. But I want you both to know that I intend to learn.
You know, Jim, there's a verse in the Doctrine and Covenants that I've been thinking about just now. It's verse 99, section 107. It says, "Wherefore now let every man learn his duty, and to act in the office in which he is appointed in all diligence. He that is slothful shall not be counted worthy to stand. And he that learns not his duty and shows himself not approved shall not be counted worthy to stand." Let's not give in on that family. Jim, you're in a key position to help. If we work together and with the Lord's help, I believe we can still save that marriage.
Mail today, Elder. Good. For me? I don't know. Elder Reed, listen to this. It's from Mom. Listen. Brother Slater and the bishop and Brother Washburn have been meeting with your father, and also with me. The bishop has been so helpful, and Brother Slater has pointed out things we never considered before. Dad and I went to church last Sunday, together. I can't say just what will happen, but at least we're going to give it another try.
Elder, there's the answer to our prayers.